Okay. Yeah, pencil do. So this is our music reading portion of the class here. So we're looking at Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. All right, you remember we have 5 lines and we have 4 spaces. So the lines, and if you want to maybe put this beside the lines if this helps, or you can draw 5 lines underneath Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star if you want, whatever's going to work for you. So you remember the 5 lines was every good boy deserves fudge or fun, whatever you want to put. So remember, it's going from the bottom to the top. So the bottom line is E, then G, then B, and then D, and then F, okay? And then remember, in the spaces, it's F, A, C, E, or face. Just remember your face is in the space, okay? So let's look at Twinkle, Twinkle. Let's take a look at the first 2 notes. What are those note names? So they're both in spaces, okay? A. Yes, good job. So let's write A under both of those. So you got 2 A's. All right, and then the next 2 are also in spaces. So which ones are those going to be? E. Yes, you got it. So 2 E's. Okay, and then the next 2 are going to be what? So they're going through the top line. F, that's right. An F, and then we're back to what? Yes, good job. Okay, so that's what we're going to learn for this week, is we learned A and E and F, and then we came back to E. Last week, we learned C, we learned B, and again, we learned A, okay? So what we're going to do now is we were going to turn over to the scales part of your binder there. And as I was saying, sometimes we have to play low notes. And so when we're playing low notes, that means what I do is I put a dot or a star. If you had a low A2, it would be in between your first and your second line, okay? So I'm going to see whether or not I have any stars in my little case here, which I do. All right, so I'm going to come over and I'm going to put a star on your violin there. All right, should we do blue? Probably pretty good. So I'm going to put a low 2. So if I say low, and what I do is I highlight it. So we're going to get our highlighters out and we're going to highlight that. Okay, but also I'm going to low 2 here, in between your second and your third. Okay, so I have put a star on Tracy's fiddle there, and girls, I will put one on for you for next week. We have turned to the G scale there. We're going to take our highlighters out, and you can see on the actual scale itself, there's some dark lines going through some of those notes. What I did was I photocopied it with highlighters already in there, and so that's what's made it dark. But I want you to highlight your A2s, all your A2s, and your E2s. So all your A2s and your E2s. So that's what we call a low note. And when I highlight, or when you highlight those notes, that means that you're going to play it on the star that I just put on your violin, all right? So now we're this is a real mishmash today. We have learned the D string today, we have learned the A string already, and the E string. Well, today we're going to start on the G string, okay? We don't play very often on the G string, but when we do the scales, this one is a G scale. We're going to start on open G, okay? So we're going to do nice big bows. Do it between, if I put some top lines on your bow there from the top to the middle kind of a thing, do it in between there. It should be good. Okay, so we're going to start on open G. And then first finger on your G. Now second finger on your G. Now third finger on your G. Now open D. First finger on your D. Second finger on your D. And third finger on your D. Open A. And first finger on your A. Now you're going to touch your first and your second fingers together. You're going to be on that star. Okay, move it back a little bit, Tracy. Yeah, there it is. Now third finger on your A. Open E. And then first finger on your E. Now you're going to touch your first and second again. This is another low note, so you're going to be on that star. Good. Good job, good job. Let's try it again. So open G. First finger on your G. Second finger. Third finger. Open D. First finger on your D. Second finger on your D. Third finger on your D. Open A. First finger on your A. Now touch your second finger with your first finger. That's the low note. A3. Third finger on your A. Open E. Open E. First finger on your E. And now a low 2 again. So you're going to touch your first and second together. Good job. All right. All right. So there you go. You've been introduced to scales. So next week we're going to take a look at that, and then we're also going to take a look at a few other scales and what we call arpeggios. So now what we're going to do is we're going to record our homework for this week. Okay? All right. So for those that aren't here this week, this is I'm posting the homework. If you have any questions, you may have to wait until next week because I'm probably going to have to see what you need to do. But if I can try and make it a quick answer, then I will do that. All right, so this week we're going to start off, because as I said, we should always start our practice with scales. So you're going to practice the G scale. You're just going to go up. So you're going to go from G open up to an E2. Okay, and that's all you're going to do. So just remember that when you have a low note, you're going to touch your second finger with your first finger. You'll have it on the star. But if you're trying this at home, your first and your second fingers will actually touch. All right, so we did that. Exercise number 1, that was. Now, number 2, we did a string rhythm. So that's the apple rhythm this week. Just remember, apple has 2 syllables, 2 notes with a bar over the line, over the top of it, and that makes it an apple. So we did apple, and we did I like apple pie. And then we went through hot cross buns. So now hot cross buns, you can use that kind of as a little warm-up exercise, okay? It's always good to have a tune you can warm up with. And then we did Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And I think we did the first 2 lines. Is that right, Tracy? Okay, first 2 lines. And as I did with Tracy, I put note names under the first few notes there. I'd like you to do that at home this week too. Okay, was that it? Is that all we did? That's it. That's it. It was a very small class today. Tracy says hi. And we hope to see you guys next week. All right, and have a good one.